That was my old intro from like last year. Um I meant to do this sooner, but I actually got to tweet this out real quick and then we'll get started. Give me a second, guys. I apologize. Um Spontaneous live stream tonight. I wasn't really planning on going live. Um but oops, but I decided, you know what? There's lots to talk about and we got to go live. So, bear with me for a second here. Let me just tweet this out and then we will go live. Thank you all for being in here. And maybe, just maybe, we'll do something a little spontaneous. We're gonna see though. I'm gonna see how the vibe, how the chat is looking, how the vibe is, and then maybe we'll do something a little crazy tonight. Okay. By the way, make sure to Hulk smash the like button. Please subscribe. If it sounds like I'm talking a little bit quieter, it's because I am. There's people sleeping in the house, but yeah, this there's just so much to talk about. I was like, I gotta go live tonight. I just absolutely have to. Give me a second here. Okay, had to move that a little bit closer. But anyways, so real quick, let's do a little mic test. Let's make sure we're sounding okay. Lots to talk about though. Once again, thank you to everybody that's being in here. All right, let's get started. So first takeaways from this game, you guys. Um, I guess really we could just talk about the fourth quarter and then I'll kind of recap the entire game. But there's a lot here, you guys. It really all started with Chris Paul. I even tweeted this. I wish I could pull the tweet up on screen, but follow me on Twitter. You guys will see that tweet. I think it was literally before the fourth quarter started. I tweeted something like, "Does anyone else feel like a Chris Paul takeover is about to happen?" And Chris Paul must have seen my tweet because that's exactly what happened. Um, I think Chris Paul had 11 points to start the fourth quarter, and it was just an absolute takeover. It wasn't even like a heat check or anything. He just kept scoring. He kept attacking. He, Reggie Miller, who I could spend an entire live stream talking about, said, "Can we just start calling him like fourth quarter Chris or something like that?" He just took over. I just felt it. Like I felt it in my veins and in my bones. I was like, Chris Paul's going to take over this game. Not saying Chris Paul was like terrible in the first half or anything, but I was like, Chris Paul's going to take over this game. And that's exactly what happened. If I'm getting my numbers correctly, I think at one point it was a 21-7 run. And then it was like an 11-0 run basically by Chris Paul by himself. He just absolutely took over. And then they mentioned this on the broadcast. The score was 99-93. I think Luca had just scored or went to the free throw line. And then all of a sudden, the Phoenix Suns went on a 20-2 run within over 4 minutes. And at one point, they outscored the Mavericks 30-12 in that quarter. And the Mavericks just waved the white flag. They were done. And really, with all due respect to Ish Wainwright, when Ish Wainwright hit that corner three, I knew this game was over. And then all of a sudden, Booker starts draining threes. Chris Paul's takeover led to the Devin Booker takeover. It was incredible. That was one of the best like fourth quarter performances I've ever seen. And as Suns fans, the past couple of years, we've seen a lot of them, especially with these, famous Chris Paul takeovers. It's incredible. Shot Checker says Paul and Booker were on at the same time. Exactly. David Ray says CP3 and Booker combined for 58 points. That's insane. And yes, we're going to dive into the numbers. I just figured I would go live. Wasn't really planning on this. So thank you to everybody who's watching. And thank you to everybody who is going to join later or watch later. I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, the Phoenix Suns go on to win by 20 points. And you guys, I know it's a long series. I know the Mavericks can respond, especially on their home floor these next two games. But I'm feeling very confident, you guys. I mean that. We had a scare in that Pelican series. We had like a push that we needed in that Pelican series. And I'm not saying Jason Kidd's a terrible coach. I'm not saying the Mavericks are a bad team or anything, but I think we got this series. I mean, anything could happen in game 3. Game 3 is going to be nuts, especially, in Dallas's court. But I'm pretty confident, you guys. In one of the worst officiated games that I've ever watched, the Suns somehow won by 20. And really, it was all because of Chris Paul and Devin Booker. We could spend hours talking about the horrible officiating. I want your guys' feedback in the chat. And if you're watching later, let me know in the comments what you thought of the officiating tonight. But yeah, it was absolutely terrible. So uh just an incredible game from Chris Paul, incredible game from Devin Booker. I think Booker had like 9 points to start the game. And I do kind of want to talk about that first quarter, especially the first, maybe 5 minutes for the Suns. But I guess either way, the Suns responded well. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm talking crazy. I've been talking crazy all day. Um, Put a C3P picture in your background. Oh my God. Yeah, I actually do need to do that. I need to show more love to Chris Paul and talk about Chris Paul more on this channel. Seeing this team compared to the early Booker days is great. Exactly. If you were there for the early Booker days, you are a real Phoenix Suns fan, especially if you watched as many games as I did. Do you think CP3 surpasses KJ and Nash as the Suns' best point guard? Damn, that's a question for another time. I can't answer that. Maybe I'll come back to that. Maybe I'll clip this little section and I'll come back and answer that in a future video. We'll see what happens after this year's playoffs, after we go back to the finals. Oh, the Pelicans can beat Dallas. Best backcourt in the league. No, you know what? The film freak, you're absolutely right. I hate blaming the refs, but the officiating was embarrassing. Okay, let's talk about the officiating. I even filmed like a personal video that I'm probably going to upload in a future video. Um, Look, I understand that being a referee, especially in basketball, is is an incredibly hard job. But tonight was ridiculous. There was like a 4 to 6 minute span where there was just foul call after foul call. And I'm not saying that that's why the game was as close as it was at one point. And I'm not saying that every call was terrible and every call should have went the Suns' way. Because let's be real, there were calls where the Mavericks got the short end of the stick and they kind of got screwed over. So if you're a Mavericks fan and you're watching, I'm backing you guys up too. Like the officiating was ridiculous. The NBA and their committee and Adam Silver and whoever is in charge and all that, they need to review this game. They need to go back and look at it. There is like a 2-minute report or whatever that reviews close calls and everything. They need to get their people in there and they need to review this game. The officiating was horrible tonight, especially in that first half. Let me see if I got the numbers correct. 43 fouls in 36 minutes. 43 fouls in 36 minutes. Oh, and if you guys didn't know, Luka, the golden boy, was even called for a foul. But you might have missed it during that whole chaos of foul calling. So again, if you're a Mavericks fan, I'm not just being biased here. The officiating was terrible for both teams. I think there was like one foul where like Chris Paul like elbowed somebody, and I don't even think Chris Paul argued it. But my point being is that some of the calls were justified, kind of, but the officiating was just horrific. And I'm not saying these refs should like lose their jobs or anything, but I really do believe the NBA needs to look into this game. That's why I wish that like we could that the media could interview these refs after the game and talk to them. You know, like especially on controversial calls and in controversial games. Like think of the countless games in the past throughout the league's history where we could use a statement from the ref. I don't know, and I'm sure I could keep going. I could really talk about the refs all day. I can't even. I don't even know if I want to go back and just review every bad call, but um, yeah, just a horrific game officiating wise. And I kind of want to talk about the third quarter too. Let me know what you guys thought of the third quarter. I thought the Suns did a good job of just kind of like hanging in there. You know what I mean? They just did a good job of just like I don't really know how to explain it, but I felt like they did a pretty good job in the third quarter, especially to close out the third quarter. And Monty Williams talked about that. He was talking to Ali LaForce, who I think does a great job with TNT and everything. I think the Mavericks only had like 23 points in the third quarter. Monty Williams was talking about something like, not giving up 50-50 balls and getting the rebounds. And again, he was basically just talking about how they did a good job in the third quarter, and they had 31 points compared to their 23. Um, so I don't know. I want to know your guys' thoughts on the third quarter. Though. Thank you guys. We got about like 46 people in here, and this is a spontaneous live stream. I appreciate you guys. I just decided to go live. Also, I've kind of been thinking about this. I kind of want to do like a quote call in section, like segment where I just like link what I'm using in the chat. You guys would have to figure it out on your end. You'd have to like connect your microphone or connect your phone and everything. And you guys can hop in here. Would you guys want that? Because again, I don't know how like often I'm going to be going live and everything. When we go to the Western Conference Finals, I want to go live every game, but real life comes first and everything. So, would you guys want like a quote call in segment where you guys can come on here and just give your thoughts? Let me know because we might do that tonight. We'll see. Anyways, let me talk about the first quarter. The Suns went off to a second 9-0 start. Devin Booker was cooking. The Suns were cooking. It was a great start in the first. The defense was great. The ball movement was great. I think at one point the Suns were shooting 65%, which I'm going to talk about later. They were shooting 67% from three. But I felt like the first quarter was kind of ended badly. I think that's just because of the foul trouble, though. Oh yeah, and then Luka took over. I even tweeted this kind of trolling. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "Here's the Suns Mavs first half recap. Suns 9-0 start. Luka plus the refs. 30 first half fouls. What did I miss?" I was just trolling, but thought the first half was kind of weird. I think it was honestly just the officiating. I remember there was even one point where like the Suns, I think the Suns got called for like back-to-back fouls, and then like Jalen Brunson fouled us, and Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller were going insane. Don't get me started on Reggie Miller. Let me read you this tweet here. Speaking of Reggie Miller, and look, I respect Reggie Miller for his awesome NBA career. He's one of the greatest shooters ever, and I'm sure he's a cool guy. I really am. I'm sure he's a great guy. But his broadcasting throughout the playoffs has been horrific. So Max MCC11 on Twitter, who is a good follow, good Suns follow here. He says Reggie Miller is actively rooting for the Mavericks. It's not particularly, fun to watch as a Suns fan. I get that longer series plus underdogs winning is more fun if you're most neutral, but you're the announcer. Make it less obvious. And Reggie Miller did a lot of that in the Pelicans series. And yes, I showed a lot of love to the Pelicans in my videos and live streams. I showed a lot of love to former Phoenix Suns assistant coach, who current head coach of the Pelicans, Willie Green, in that series. But Reggie Miller, every time Herb Jones would do something, would just gush. Every time Jose Alvarado would do something, he would gush. He acted like they were like the next superstars and all stars of the NBA. Reggie Miller, I know you're a better broadcaster than this. Do better. NBA on TNT, do better. Ali LaForce does a great job. And again, sometimes Reggie Miller has good points and he brings up good things. But I don't know if he's just like trolling Suns fans or if he's just trolling or if he's just getting caught up in the moment. But dude, you're watching a 64 win team who has the best backcourt in the league, who has a future Hall of Fame point guard in Chris Paul, and you're just gushing over the opposing team who's not really that good. I'm sorry. That's my Reggie Miller rant. Okay, let's get caught up in the chat here. Shout out to my guy Evan. He's been on this channel once before. I gotta get I gotta get you back on here, Evan. What other superstars getting actively hunted on switches for a dozen straight possessions? Luca, a complete liability on defense. Exactly. Evan, you're my guy, man. I gotta get you back on here. Evan's a great follow, by the way. Evan, if you can link your, let me see if I can find your Twitter. If you can link your Twitter, man, please do it. Go follow EVX17. Oh, no, I'm sorry. EVXZ17 on Twitter, Evan. I'll link it because he's a great follow on Twitter. You're always making good points. Some of your tweets have gone super viral too, man. So shout out to you. Yeah, check out the chat, guys. Go give him a follow. And again, thank you guys for being in here. I literally just decided just to go live. I wasn't really planning this, but so shout out to you guys. Sawbucks, yeah, a call-in segment would be cool. I'd love to hear your thoughts, Sawbucks. I think we got to do that in the future, man. Shout out to I just forgot his name. DJ Eastwood, Philadelphia 76ers content creator. He always does like call-in stuff. And so does my guy Philly Take with RB. Great content creators right there. Daniel says refs killed the continuity. If I read that right, I can't read. Refs killed the continuity of the game. It's a rhythm game, and neither team got into rhythm exactly until the second half. Exactly. If that doesn't sum up the horrific officiating tonight, I don't know what does. The Suns had 28 personal fouls. The Mavericks had 26 tonight. That's embarrassing. Okay. Let's keep going here. Just kind of getting caught up on the comments here. Shout out to my guy Thor Seth, who says, I love how physical we played and the crowd was amazing. This game was entertaining. Exactly. There was a lot of physical play from both teams. I will give the Mavs credit with that, but I thought the Suns played physical as well. And physical games in basketball, despite how the officiating is, it makes the game more fun. I mean, this is basketball, man. Like, you want these guys, maybe throwing the occasional elbow or throwing their body into another guy or letting guys hit the floor, like you want that in basketball. It makes it more fun. So yeah, I agree with that. Shout out to my guy Roy. Appreciate you being in here, man. Wow, we got 76 people in here. You guys are awesome. Let's keep talking about this game. As much as I troll Luca and his fans, I do have to admit this. Luca is incredible at basketball. At one point earlier in this game, Luca scored or assisted on 24 of the Mavs' 28 points. I think that was in the first quarter. That's insane. This dude was hitting threes from deep. He was taking over when he needed to. And even though I praise Cam Johnson's defense, he made Cam Johnson look silly out there. And I love Cam Johnson. I absolutely do. But he just torched him tonight. It didn't matter who was on him. Luca was taking over. I think at one point the Suns were outscored with Luca on the bench, so that kind of shows his impact. And it kind of does show that we need to not take our foot off the gas. That's the thing. Like, I'm waiting for the Suns to just put together a game where they're like in it for 40 out of the 48 minutes. That's kind of why I brought up that first quarter earlier, because we were up 9-0. And then, like, I don't know if it was just the officiating or if Booker couldn't score anymore or if players just weren't stepping up. Like, I even tweeted our bench needs to be better at one point. And yes, I'm going to talk about JaVale McGee. I thought JaVale McGee was really good. You guys get what I'm saying? Am I talking crazy? I don't know. Let's look at the rest of the numbers, though. Devin Booker, 30 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 11 for 19 from the field. He was great. Chris Paul, I haven't talked about him enough. He was just absolutely incredible, and he took over when he needed to. 28 points. Did he have 8 assists and 6 rebounds? Let me see if I'm getting that right. Yeah, 8 assists and 6 rebounds. Plus 19. I never talk about the plus minus, but he's a plus 19. And all of our starters were a plus. Devin Booker, plus 21. Paul, plus 19. DeAndre Ayton, plus 12. Mikal Bridges, plus 31. And Jay Crowder, plus 15. And before I talk about Jay Crowder, I guess what I'm saying is Chris Paul has done this for years. He's an absolute icon in the NBA. He is the point god. He came to Phoenix for a reason. He made Phoenix the best clutch team in the league. And despite however the game is being officiated, despite what the Suns are looking like, when Chris Paul is orchestrating the offense and taking over, it is just some of the most fun basketball to watch. And I'm speechless, you guys. I don't know what to say. Chris Paul's performance was just absolutely incredible, and we've seen it before, and we're gonna see it again. I wish I had better analysis for you guys, but it's Chris Paul, man. Go watch the highlights. Go watch the final 10 minutes of the fourth quarter. Chris Paul, just I'm speechless. Like, can we just say that? Like, Chris Paul makes basketball fans speechless. And then, someone asked me in the chat earlier, like, is Chris Paul taking over like Kevin Johnson and Steve Nash as the greatest Suns point guard of all time? I get what you're saying, but like Chris Paul's been here like what, 2 years? Like, let's give it a little more time. By the way, I think Chris Paul turns 37 soon, and he's playing incredible basketball. Jay Crowder, 15 points, 7 boards. I thought he played good in the first half. And that little technical foul with him and Luka, I mean, like, should have Luka have gotten a tech too? Just saying. I mean, I don't know if like an elbow was thrown. I don't know what Jay Crowder said. I wasn't there. I wasn't on the court. I wasn't even in the first row. Maybe Jay Crowder was deserving of that tech, but I was like, come on, man. Like, Luka's like getting in their head. And by the way, you guys, Luka, there's a clip of him that I recorded where he's fist bumping. I think it might have been Tony Brothers, one of the refs. Literally fist bumped him and laughed. I'm like, dude, like the NBA refs just need to do better, man. Like, I don't know if Luka paid these refs. Excuse me, guys. I don't know if Luka just paid these refs off, but he gets those all-star calls. He gets those favorite calls. The refs need to officiate the game equally, whether you're LeBron James, whether you're Steph Curry, whether you're Luka. I don't know. I'm going to let you guys just talk about the officiating. If you guys are watching this afterwards, vent and rant in the comments. If you guys are watching live right now, just go off in the comments, please. I don't know. Let's keep looking at the numbers though. Okay. Let me refresh my thing here. I'm just checking on something. You guys are killing it. I appreciate everybody that's watching. I just spontaneously wanted to go live. And you guys are in here, and I appreciate you guys. Okay. Mikal Bridges, this was just one of those games. I thought he got off to a great start. He was part of that big 9-0 run that I keep talking about. But we all know what he does on defense. We all know that Luka can't be stopped. But I thought he did great out there. I thought he was fine. Let me know what you guys thought of Mikal Bridges tonight. I thought he was fine. We all know when Mikal Bridges scores like 17 to 20 or more that we usually win the game. Let me get back to some comments here. I wish I could pull up all these comments. Thank you for everybody that's watching. Mikal Bridges plus 31, ridiculous. Yep. CP3 is playing out of his mind so far this postseason. Tonight was his 5th game shooting over 50% from the floor. Thank you for bringing that up, Infamous. Shout out to Stat Moose, who I absolutely love. They do great work over there. Stat Moose posted these immediately after the game. Um, Chris Paul is shooting nearly 64% in the fourth quarter of this year's playoffs. Nearly 64%, according to StatMoose. I can't say his last name. Luca, you guys know I can't read. I can't pronounce Luca's last name. You guys know that. Luca is 1-9 against Chris Paul in his career. The Suns have won 10 straight games against the Dallas Mavericks. I don't think the Mavericks have beaten us, and I kid you not, since November 29th of 2019. Let me repeat that. The Suns have beaten the Mavericks. No, sorry. The Mavericks have lost against the Suns. I'm stupid. The Mavericks have not beaten the Suns since November of 2019, late November. That is insane. That was before the pandemic, way before we had Chris Paul, way before the bubble. I remember there was a game where like the Suns put up like 48 points or something in the fourth quarter against the Mavericks, and this was like a long time ago. I think I made a video on that. Excuse me. Thank you to everybody that's watching. I see a lot of my fellow Instagrammers in here, like Suns halftime. Shout out to you. Suns highlights. Shout out to you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks to everybody that's being in here, man. Like all of you guys. You guys are awesome. Logan says only number/stat that matters is 2-0. You guys are awesome. And thank you to everybody that was engaging with me on Twitter tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of trolling at some points, but some of those tweets blew up, and I appreciate you guys. Sawbuck says, why are people complaining about the officiating? I watch the games for the refs. Guys, like, I don't care if you're the biggest Mavericks fan of all time. Like, you got to admit, like, the officiating was ridiculous tonight on both sides. Crowder was doing what he does best, getting under the opponent's skin. Yes, I mean the refs. Exactly. But on offense, I think Crowder's been better, you guys. Like, we all know what he does on defense. We all know he's a good leader and everything, but I thought he was good tonight, you guys. I mean, even if it's just a simple what? He finished with 15 points. Let me talk about the Mavericks for a minute. We already talked about Luka. He's incredible. He had 5 threes tonight, 36 minutes, 35 points, 7 turnovers, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Jalen Brunson. The Suns continue to do a good job of containing him. Now, he did have 4 fouls and 3 turnovers, but he only had 9 points on 3 for 12 shooting. Basically non-existent out there. And I like Jalen Brunson. I respect him. Reggie Bullock, 16 points. He did get it going a little bit. And I talked about this with my good friends, the Suns Jam Session podcast. Go check them out. They're probably live right now. They do great work. They're live after every game, no matter what. Shout out to them. But I was like, that's a dude that can get, and they brought it up too. Like, that's a guy that can get hot. And he showed that tonight. He's got good like size too. Like, he's got a pretty decent wingspan, if I remember correctly. But another guy the Suns have done a good job on, I think. And again, maybe foul trouble and that comes into it, is and I hope I'm saying this right. Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't know if I'm like I'm terrible pronouncing names, but he played pretty damn good in the Jazz series. And I think he was rebounding the ball well. And in these first 2 games against the Suns, I don't even know if he's on the court. He just has not been that impactful. So the Suns have done a great job of like shutting him down, making him non-existent. And then like I'm looking at the numbers, like Maxi Kleber wasn't that much of an impact in this game. He had 9 points, no threes. Now, if I'm saying this name right, Davis Bertans, that dude used to be able to get hot fast. That was a great 3-point shooter, and then like he got signed to like a contract, and injuries happened, and then he got traded. He had like a really bad run with the Wizards, but he showed he can be a little scary. Now, he was 3 for 7 tonight, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, but we got to kind of keep an eye on him. I think one thing the Suns did well tonight, and correct me if I'm wrong here, the Mavs finished with 17 threes. They shot 41% from three. So 17 for 41, which is good enough for 41.5%. Now, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I don't have the tape in front of me, but I thought the Suns did a good job of guarding the corner threes. Maybe I'm wrong, though. You know what I mean? Like in game one, they were just so focused on Luka, they were leaving everybody wide open in the corner three. I don't know if I saw much of that tonight. Maybe I'm wrong, though. JW's No True says you should see the Mavs bloggers. They're literally melting down. I bet. um, Rich, I'm sorry, man. I can't say it. Luka Doncic. I can't say it, man. Ooh, Roy, thank you for bringing this up. Bismack Biyombo. I thought Bismack Biyombo was pretty good tonight. I mean that. Now look, the numbers most games aren't going to stand out to you, but he had 9 points. He was a plus 12 in the plus minus, 18 minutes, 4 for 4 from the field, 3 rebounds. And then I was texting and he had a block. And I was texting one of my friends, like, and shout out to my guy, DJ Ocho. He was just like, Biyombo provides those minutes when we're in foul trouble. And even though Suns fans like to like hate on him on Twitter, and a lot of Suns fans don't like Landry Shamet, but Landry Shamet, I thought, throughout most playoff games, has provided good minutes. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to have a huge stat line, but like he provides good minutes, man. He's just a threat out there. Even if he doesn't do much in the game, I think he provides good minutes. Maybe I'm crazy. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense? But that's my point about Bismack Biyombo is like he provides good minutes. He was in there when we needed him, and he played good tonight. I'm glad they kept bringing him in there. There was even one point where I was like, is DeAndre Ayton going to finish the game? Because Bismack Biyombo is providing some good minutes. So, yeah. Anyways, let's keep going here. Did you guys see Ish Wainwright's corner three? That was awesome. Cam Johnson, 17 minutes, 9 points. I think he had 17 in game one. JaVale McGee. I don't think I've talked about JaVale McGee much tonight. The numbers aren't there, but I thought he played well. He got in a little bit of foul trouble. We already talked about Bismack Biyombo. In campaign, 4 points. Landry Shamet, 5 points in 15 minutes. Spencer Dinwiddie for the Mavericks, 28 minutes, 3 for 10 from the field, 11 points. But let's keep looking at the numbers. The Suns shot 64.5% from the field tonight. And I said this a lot throughout the regular season. When you shoot like 50% or higher, you're going to win the game. When you shoot 60% or better, you better win the game. The Suns shot 64% tonight, you guys. That is insane. And this is what? The 8th straight playoff game where the Suns shot 50% or better? And even during that Pelicans series, like we obviously were like having an issue making threes in the Pelicans series. We would still finish with an overall good percentage from the field. That's why I'm not good at math, because I don't understand math. The math doesn't check out here. But in the Mavs series, it is checking out, and it's statistically in our favor. 64%. That is insane, you guys. Shout out to the Mavs. They shot 45%. The Suns shot 52% from three tonight. They had 13 threes. If that were to happen in the Pelicans series, it would have felt like a whole different series. I knew eventually we're going to start hitting shots. We needed to. We needed to start making shots. Suns won the rebounding battle 34-25. Excuse me. I'm burping. Suns out assisted the Mavericks 28-19. Both teams had 17 turnovers, but I didn't feel like that was the problem. I mean, 17 turnovers is a lot, but like the real issue was that the Phoenix Suns had 28 fouls and the Mavericks had 26. Suns won the points in the paint battle 50-32, and the largest lead at one point was 27 for the Suns. Do you guys feel like the Suns maybe should have went to DeAndre Ayton more in the post? Because I was kind of thinking that before Chris Paul's takeover, I was thinking like maybe the Suns should start going into DeAndre Ayton a little more in the post. Let me know what you guys thought of DeAndre Ayton's performance tonight. All right. I'm a little scared to do this. I kind of want to link the invite link in the chat. And if you guys can figure it out on your end, I'll get some of you guys on here. Now I might cut you off at some points. If you come in here spamming and trolling, I'm gonna cut you off. But you guys want to do this? This would be a first time ever on Sons Geeks channel where I just invite people on randomly. So if you guys want, we'll do that. And maybe next time I go live, I'll kind of promote it a little more. Be like, hey, like let's do a little call-in show. So I'm switching my headphone jack here. Okay, so we're gonna try this. So I'm gonna click the invite link. I'm gonna post it, and you guys can hopefully this works. I'm scared. I've never done this before. Okay, so it's in the link. You guys will be backstage when you guys come on, and we'll bring one of you guys on at a time. Hopefully this works. I don't know if it's gonna work. Because honestly, you guys, that's all I really have to say. Like, unless you guys come up with like a really good question. Just at one point, you guys, the Suns they just took over. Chris Paul and Devin Booker took over. Booker had like what, 2 back-to-back threes to end the game. I don't know. Did that work? Did that link work? If you guys click that link and if you guys can connect your thing, I think it will work and you guys can hop on here and you guys can talk about the game. Someone says, didn't see the game. Would you say it was easy/comfortable? Great question. Thank you, Sawbucks. I'll get you on in a minute, Sawbucks. Great question. I would say it was comfortable/easy around like late in the third quarter, early fourth quarter. All right. So shout out to my guy, Sawbucks. Man, he's been watching me for as long as I can remember and always brings great comments and is always watching my chats and feedback. So I'm going to bring on Sawbucks for the first time. Sawbucks, can you hear me, man? Oh, wait, hold on. I got to unmute myself here. All right, Sawbucks, are you there? Hello, hello. All right, Sawbucks, I'm going to just remove you real quick. We'll try again in a second here. Sometimes this is weird. Like sometimes you have to like, let me see if I can help you out here. No, that's not it. I don't know. Let's try again, Sawbucks. This may not work. Hello, hello. This is like when you're calling in on the radio, sometimes the phone or connection doesn't work. Anyways, if you guys want, you guys can try quote calling in. You just gotta connect it on your end. Subbuck said, watching the Suns out rebound another team makes me happy. Yes. If you guys are wondering why they were struggling so much with that in the Pelicans series, that was really because of Jonas Valanciunas, really. That dude had 25 rebounds in game one. and he was just a rebounding machine. Now, DeAndre Ayton has been great throughout the playoffs so far. But if there's maybe one area he can clean up in, it is the rebounding. Like tonight, DeAndre Ayton only had 3 rebounds. I think he only had 7 in game 1. So I think the rebounding can be cleaned up, and, like, you have help. You have help with, like, JaVale McGee and who was our leading rebounder tonight? Um, Jay Crowder had 7 rebounds. Chris Paul had 6. So, like, the rebounding can be cleaned up, and the only reason I'm criticizing DeAndre Ayton is just because we all know he can do better. Yes, he was excellent in the Pelican series. He was excellent throughout the finals run last year, but, like, think about it. If DeAndre Ayton had, like, 10 rebounds or more throughout most of, like, the Pelican series and throughout this series so far, we would just be in a much better spot. I'm just saying. Yeah, so J2SK says, I didn't watch the game, but why did Aiton only play 18 minutes? I was curious about that too. Like, I mean, he had 4 fouls. So I don't know if Monty Williams just liked maybe Bismack Biombo's performance a little better. I mean, JaVale McGee provided some really good minutes as well. So maybe that was it. Um, and yeah, I mean, Sawbuck says it like the Suns should get Aiton the ball more. Or wait, no, that's not it. The Suns should give Aiton the ball more. Got to keep the big man happy. Yeah, you got to keep him engaged. You got to keep him active. So, once again, you guys, if you click that link right there that's on the chat, you guys will be able to come in here and give your thoughts. Because, I mean, I've been live 42 minutes, which is a lot longer than I thought for a spontaneous live stream. Once again, if you guys are watching this afterwards, I really appreciate it. Um, let's see what the media is saying. We're going to go to the media and we're going to see what they're saying to what like Monty Williams and all them said. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. One more Devin Booker stat from StatMoose here. Devin Booker tonight, 30 points, 11 for 19 from the field, 5 threes. He moves third in 30-point playoff games in Suns history. That was his 12th tonight. That's insane. The Suns shot 84.2% in the fourth quarter. David Brandt, who is an Associated Press reporter in Phoenix, he covers the Suns, Cardinals, Diamondbacks. He tweeted that 84% in the fourth quarter. That is insane. Monty Williams on another Chris Paul masterclass in the fourth quarter. Monty Williams said, and I quote, when he comes back to start the fourth for whatever reason, he's fresh. I'd love to sit here and tell you I know how or why he does it. I don't know if our guys expect it, but they're grateful for it. That's what Monty Williams said about Chris Paul. And that's why I said, I'm like, I can't analyze it. I can't like unless I have like the highlights in front of me, I can't break it all down. It's just Chris Paul is just incredible at basketball. And Monty Williams said it so perfectly. When he comes back to start the fourth quarter, for whatever reason, he's fresh. Like I knew it. Something told me I was like, Chris Paul's going to take over this game. I just knew it. Once again, you guys, the link is in the chat if you want to come on here and give your thoughts real quick. Let's see what else. So Tim I can't say his last name. McMiniman, Tim McMiniman, if I'm saying that right, covers the NBA for ESPN. Jason Kidd said, we've got to get other guys involved to help Luka. It can't just be him. Kidd acknowledged that the Suns have a ton of success hunting Luka and said the Mavs have to do a better job of, quote, protecting him in those situations. Luka needs help, man. That's simple. Uh, no way they can shoot 65% again. Have to think Brunson or Dinwiddie plays better at home. That's why game 3 is going to be huge. I'm not saying if we win game 3, we're going to go on to sweep the Mavericks, although I think statistically that would be in our favor. But game 3 is going to be huge. If we can shoot, I mean, again, 8 straight playoff games with over 50% shooting or better. I don't know. I really don't know, you guys. Let's get a win on Friday as it's Chris Paul's birthday. Chris Paul's birthday is on Friday? I did not know that. What am I doing? I'm slacking. I'm going to confirm if that is correct, David. Not saying that you're wrong, but yeah, you're right. His birthday is on May 6th, which is Friday. Shout out to you, David. Oh, yeah. Okay, since no one's really calling in or whatever, I kind of want to like end this stream by talking about a couple of comments here that people left on my last video. I uploaded like a fun little pregame vlog. Um, and again, if you guys have any final questions or comments or thoughts, let me know. But I want to address this real quick. So someone, let me pull it up. One of them's a good one. The other one's a bad one. um, Let me pull them up real quick. Here we go. Channel content. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. So, in my little pregame vlog, someone left a great comment saying, and shout out to JB. I don't know if JB is watching. Um, JB left a great comment saying, "Your stuff is good, Sons Geek, regardless of which way you present it. My advice is not to my advice is to not work harder than you have to. If you like doing vlogs, then go for it. If you like doing live streams, have at it. As long as you don't feel like you have to be as long as you as long as you don't feel like you have to be everything to everyone." I guess his comment was saying like, "Dude, you don't have to do pregame stuff. You don't have to do like live streams all the time." And I guess I'm appreciating that comment, JB. So JB, if you're watching, I really do appreciate that. I just try to present you guys with the best Phoenix Suns content possible, whether that's in a vlog, whether that's in an actual video where I sit down and edit it and read you guys all the notes, or whether it's in a spontaneous live stream like tonight. I want to present you guys with the best Phoenix Suns content possible. Now, let's get to the bad comment. And I'm not going to say this person's name. I did screen cap it, but I kind of screen capped it for motivation. So I'll read you guys what this person said. He said, first off, I don't know if he was just trying to like, maybe he was joking, but he was like, "I love you, dude. You need to get some workouts in if you don't want to look like," I don't want to say this person's name, "look like blank eventually." He was talking about another Phoenix Suns content creator who I'm not going to say his name. So he basically said, "I need to hit the gym because I'm looking fat." If you are watching, the person that left this comment, I just want to remind you, and this isn't really an excuse, but I just want to remind you that I've had 2 shoulder injuries in 4 years. Maybe I don't feel like working out, dude. And you shouldn't judge somebody on their size. Maybe they're going through some shit you don't know about, man. And again, maybe he's just joking. But I was like, I remember I responded. I was like, that wasn't very nice to say. And then, like, an hour later, I deleted the comment. So I don't know. Thor Seth, you are an absolute legend. You left a nice comment recently, too. He said, "My phone is too old to get in on the call, but by next stream, I'll be able to question, do you see Monty changing things up while we are in Dallas? Keep up the great work." Thor, with the amazing $12.22. Dude, Thor, I love you, man. I've never met you, but I love you, man. Um, So I guess your question is, do you see Monty changing things up while we were in Dallas? Did you guys notice that Torrey Craig didn't play much tonight? And I think that was a good thing. Cameron Payne didn't really play that much tonight. Torrey Craig played 3 minutes. Cameron Payne only played 12. I think Monty kind of figured out what was going on in that first round, and he's going to play the guys that really showed up. And I think he's rewarding players like, Ish Wainwright. He played 6 minutes and he hit a corner three. He plays guys that work hard. Bismack Biyombo was huge tonight. JaVale McGee was huge tonight. Play the guys that are playing good minutes off the bench. Play the guys that are in there during foul trouble, that are really stepping up when we're in foul trouble. So I hope that answers your question, Thor. It's kind of like a quarter by quarter thing. We're going to have to see how the first quarter goes, maybe the first half, and then Monty will make his adjustments. But I will say the bench needs to be better, Thor. The Suns bench needs to be better. Because if Cam Johnson can go off for Cam Johnson had 17, I think, in game one. Tonight he had 9, even though he was a plus 19. If Cam Johnson can get another 17, that would be huge. If Cameron Payne can have a good, solid, productive game, that'll be huge. If JaVale McGee can do what he did tonight and then some more, that will really help us. So I don't know if I'm talking crazy. I don't know if I'm answering your question. And thank you for the $12 super chat. You didn't have to do that, man. I appreciate you, bro. Again, you guys, maybe next stream we'll try to get some people on. We'll make this better. You guys can hop on here next stream. But if you guys have any final questions, thoughts, or comments, let me know. Subbucks, I'm not going to pull up your comment, but you know who I'm talking about. I don't know. That comment bugged me. It just bugged me, man. And I'm just like, dude, you don't know what people are going through in their personal lives. I like food too much to work out. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I need to quit reading the comments section, but sometimes you guys leave some great comments. This reminds me of the 2005 Suns and Mavs. The Mavs are not ready. The Suns are a juggernaut. Keyword, juggernaut. Thor, thank you again for the amazing super chat. Sawbucks makes a good point. And I was even texting one of my friends about this. Torrey Craig sucked tonight. We should have kept Sticks at this point. I understand why we traded for Torrey Craig. I get it. Even though I didn't think he was going to come back because we originally let him go because of salary cap issues and everything. But due to Torrey Craig's performances, I'm like, I wonder what would have happened if we would have kept Sticks. I'm not saying Jalen Smith would be playing huge minutes in the playoffs, but there's been some good rookies that have performed in the playoffs. Let's look at the Pelicans series and Reggie Miller's favorite players, Jose Alvarado and Herb Jones, and even Trey Murphy. They provided some good minutes for the Pelicans. So maybe we would have played Sticks a little bit. I don't know what Torrey Craig's going through, but he needs to be better. I don't even care what you do on offense, Torrey Craig. Perform defensively, man. I hope you do better, Torrey Craig, because we're going to win some games when you do. Thor says, It definitely did. You know, I answered your question. I'm glad that I did. Thank you, man. And live your life, bro. In my opinion, as long as that person isn't hurting someone else, leave them and their life alone. Exactly. I try not to hurt people, you guys. I try to be as kind to everybody as I can, whether it's in the comment section, whether it's in my live streams, whether it's in my videos, whether it's in real life. I treat everybody as kind as possible because you don't know what people are dealing with. And you just got to be nice to people, you guys, because it's the only way this world is going to get better. Is to be kind people. Just be kind to people, guys. All right, you guys. I think that's it. I don't really know if I have anything else to talk about. Kind of taking one last look here. Here we go. Last thing. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate. I've been seeing your comments, Rich, and I appreciate you. Keep doing your thing, big dog. Don't let anyone get you down. I love you guys. Last thing before we go. Chris Paul said, and I quote, "I've played with a lot of great shooters in my career, but nobody like that." Chris Paul on Devin Booker hitting those 3 straight threes. Guys, Devin Booker is one of the greatest shooters in Phoenix Suns history. He's one of the greatest scorers in Phoenix Suns history. And the Phoenix Suns have had a lot of great scorers. I'll take you guys back. Dick Van Arsdale, Alvin Adams, Thunder Dan Marley. I'm looking at my wall back here. Charles Barkley, Kevin Johnson, Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion. Who am I forgetting? So many great scorers in Suns history. Connie Hawkins. And Devin Booker's one of the greatest scorers in Suns history. Chris Paul said that. So that's it, you guys. I think I'm done. We've gone basically an hour. And the fact that we had like over 50 people in here is huge. Oh, thank you, David. I feel ashamed as a Suns fan. Thank you. Walter Davis. How can I forget the Suns' current all-time leading scorer, even though Devin Booker is on his way to passing him? I think Walter Davis has like 16,000 total points, which is like the Suns' all-time leading scorer. But Devin Booker's getting close. Can't believe I forgot Walter Davis. I love Walter Davis, man. A burner account says, the disrespect to Dragan Bender, shaking my head. Guys, I love Dragan Bender. I wonder what Dragan Bender would look like on this team. I wonder what former Phoenix Sun, who played tonight, Marquise Chris would look like on this team. Maybe they'd be better players on this team. Maybe they, in Dragan Bender's case, would still be in the league. Fabio, if you remember Pat Burke, you are a real Suns fan. Pat Burke put on one of the greatest 3-point scoring chaos moments in NBA history. I should make a video about that. Sawbucks, I love you, man. Hopefully next time you can join. Thor, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I love you, man. Will Devin Booker be the best Suns player ever? He's got to win some awards, but he's already up there. Just saying. Okay. Yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna end this stream. We're about an hour in. I love you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys are watching afterwards, please make sure to Hulk smash the like button. I'm doing my best to pump out the best Phoenix Suns content possible. Stay tuned for more. I want to do more pre-game vlogs. I want to do more post-game stuff. I love you guys. Make sure to Hulk smash the like button and please subscribe for everything Phoenix Suns. If it has to deal with the Phoenix Suns, I'm going to make a video about it. I'll see you guys next time. Go Suns.